Are you tired of feeling like a slave to your sweet tooth? Do you find yourself constantly craving sugar and unable to resist the temptation of a sugary treat? Well, you're not alone. In fact, research shows that sugar addiction is a real thing, and it's something that affects millions of people around the world. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about something that affects a lot of us, sugar addiction. Whether it's that mid-afternoon slump and reaching for a candy bar or finishing an entire pint of ice cream before bed, sugar can be hard to resist. But why is that? And more importantly, what can we do about it? What is sugar addiction anyways? Well, according to scientists, sugar addiction is a form of substance abuse disorder that is characterized by a compulsive need to consume sugar. It's similar to other forms of addiction, such as drug or alcohol addiction, and it can lead to negative consequences, such as weight gain, diabetes, and other health problems. But why is it so hard to quit sugar? Well, the science behind it is actually pretty fascinating. Let's start with the basics. Our brains have something called dopamine receptors, which are responsible for the feeling of pleasure and reward. Now, have you ever given thought to how your brain and sugar addiction are related? When we eat sugar, our brain releases dopamine. This is why we feel good when we eat sugary foods. Our brain is telling us that we like them. But the problem is, our brain can become accustomed to this release of dopamine, and it starts to crave it. This is why we can't just have one cookie. We want the whole bag. So basically, the more sugar we eat, the less sensitive our brains become to dopamine. This means that over time, we need more and more sugar to get that same feeling of satisfaction. And that's when things can spiral out of control. But you can't just blame your brain for this addiction. Your body also plays a role in sugar addiction. When we eat sugar, our blood sugar levels spike, causing our pancreas to release insulin to bring those levels back down. But when we eat too much sugar, our body becomes accustomed to this constant spike and release of insulin, leading to insulin resistance and an increased risk of diabetes. So, what can we do about it? According to research, it takes 10 days to break the sugar habit. Here are 7 tips to help you kick your sugar addiction to the curb. Number 1. Start by identifying the triggers. The first step is to be aware of your triggers. For many people, sugar cravings can be triggered by stress, boredom, or even certain times of the day. Once you know what triggers your cravings, you can start to plan ahead and avoid those situations. So observe whether you're reaching for sugar when you're feeling stressed, tired, or bored. Figure out what's causing you to crave sugar and try to find alternative ways to deal with those feelings. Number 2, have a plan. Once you know what your triggers are, make a plan to avoid them. If you know that you always reach for sugar when you're feeling stressed, make a plan to go for a walk, call a friend, or do some yoga instead. Number 3, find healthy alternatives. Next, try to find healthier alternatives to your favorite sugary treats. Instead of reaching for a candy bar, try a piece of fruit or some nuts. Instead of drinking soda, try water or unsweetened tea. By gradually replacing your sugary snacks with healthier options, you'll start to lose your taste for sugar, and eventually your cravings will decrease. Number 4, drink more water. Moving on, you need to work on your water intake. Sometimes when we think we're craving sugar, we're actually just thirsty. Make sure you're getting enough water throughout the day to keep your body hydrated. Number 5, cut back slowly. Not to forget, avoid cutting sugar abruptly. If you're used to having sugar in your coffee or tea, try cutting it back gradually instead of cutting it out completely. This will make the transition easier on your taste buds. Remember, reducing sugar consumption is a key step in gaining freedom from cravings and stabilizing your appetite. Number 6, avoid artificial sweeteners. Studies have shown that artificial sweeteners may leave you craving for even more sugar. Most artificial sweeteners, also called non-nutritive sweeteners, are created from chemicals in a laboratory. These sweeteners don't contain any nutrients like vitamins, minerals, or antioxidants. Some health experts believe that artificial sweeteners pose health hazards, from weight gain to cancer. If you absolutely must use a sweetener, consider a sugar substitute like stevia. Number 7, Stay positive. Lastly, breaking a habit is never easy, and it's important to remember that it's okay to slip up sometimes. Stay positive and remind yourself of why you want to break your sugar addiction. And remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about making progress. Breaking a sugar addiction is not easy, but it's definitely doable. It's all about being mindful of your triggers, finding healthier alternatives, and taking small steps to cut back on sugar. Again, remember, it's not about perfection. It's about progress. Small changes can make a big difference. Take it one day at a time, and don't be too hard on yourself if you slip up. Breaking any addiction is a journey. All right, folks, that's a wrap for today's video. I hope you found it informative and helpful. Just keep in mind that sugar addiction is a real thing, and it's important to take it seriously. If you're struggling with sugar addiction, don't hesitate to reach out to a professional for help. And as always, if you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.